Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I've got an exciting video today because I'm going to be starting a new series here on my channel, which I suppose is a little bit of a mix between the Pan Those Eyeshadows series and Eyeshadow Roulette. And recently my eyeshadow collection has expanded. I have recently added 4 new eyeshadow palettes into my collection. And when it comes to eyeshadows, I tend to use eyeshadow palettes on like a seasonal basis. So for example, my Urban Decay Naked Heat palette, that for me is a real autumnal palette because it's full of coppers and reds and burnt oranges, golds, colours that I associate with autumn here in the UK. So I tend to kind of wear palettes really for say a month or two to kind of go with the seasons, and then I don't touch them for the rest of the year. But actually with all the individual shades in palettes, they work year round anyway. So what I really want to do in this series is to rotate through my eyeshadow collection and make sure that I'm wearing all my different eyeshadows on a really regular, consistent basis, and I'm not really neglecting any, I'm not forgetting about any, they're all getting an equal amount of wear. And because I've got 4 new eyeshadow palettes in my collection, and because I really like all of my eyeshadows as well, I don't really want to pan any in this series. This isn't really my intention with this series. My intention is to just, like I've said, wear all of my eyeshadows, get them all worn, and just really sort of get an opinion on all of my eyeshadows as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use a random number generator to randomly select 5 eyeshadows from my face and eye palettes, from my eyeshadow singles, from my eyeshadow palettes, and I'm going to set myself a target of wearing each eyeshadow that's randomly been selected 15 times. I think going for something like 12 times is too low a number, but going for something say 20 uses and above is too high. I feel like 15 is enough to get each shade worn a decent amount of time, but not too much where I hit pan on it. If I do hit pan on any shadows, then great, cool, but that's not really my intention. And I'm going to do monthly updates as well, so by the next monthly check-in I will hopefully have some pictures of the eyeshadow looks that I've created with the 5 random eyeshadows, and if I have reached my target on any of them, I will roll in a new eyeshadow to be working on. So I have my laptop here. I have listed every single eyeshadow that I own, and I've listed them in the order in which they appear in my makeup inventory as well to help kind of keep things consistent. I've numbered them as well, so I think I am ready to randomly select some eyeshadows. In terms of makeup, I don't really have anything on my eyes. I haven't gone for a blusher as well because it depends on the tones of eyeshadows that I've chosen. So once I've randomly chosen my 5, I'm gonna put them on and see what kind of look I can create. Okay, so I have my Pretty Random app here, and I have 114 eyeshadows in total. So I've gone minimum 1, maximum 114, and I've prevented re-rolls as well. So if I hit randomize, we've got number 23, which is an eyeshadow single, and it's one of my Makeup Geek singles, and it's in the shade Mesmerized, and I can't quite remember which one is Mesmerized. It's this one here, which I always thought was like a dark brown, but I think from memory it is a little bit purple. So it's this one up the top here, which is quite brown, but it does have that kind of purple reflex in it. Very, very pretty shade. One that I find a little bit difficult to wear, so it's going to be interesting to use this one and see what kind of looks I can create. Okay, next one. 24. And that's also a Makeup Geek single, and this is in the shade Jester, and this is probably my favourite Makeup Geek single. It's this green mossy type of shade. That's a really lovely spring shade, so this one will be really nice to move into more kind of spring type makeup. Very pretty, really do like that one. Next one, let's see if we can move away from the 20s. We've got number 64, and this is from my Naked Heat palette from Urban Decay, and it's in the shade in Fuego, which is this dark red burgundy. So some interesting shades so far, so some quite bold, dark, vibrant types of shades, nothing too kind of neutral, which is usually how I tend to go with my eyeshadows. Okay, number 4 is gonna be, or eyeshadow number 4 should I say, number 30. This is another dark one. This is MAC Night Divine, which is like this charcoal grey here. So it's that one at the bottom there. So it's not swatching too dark on my hand. It's more like a sort of mid-tone purpley grey there. But I've used this one as like a smoky grey, grungy type of eye. And that looked really, really nice. And it also works really well as an eyeliner as well. Okay, selection number 5. Let's kind of see what other type of dark eyeshadow is probably going to come up. We've got number 27. Is that another Makeup Geek single? No, it's another MAC single. And it's in the shade Patina, the one at the bottom here. Not really too sure how well that's swatching up on my hand. Interesting that I have 4 singles in this selection, and I don't really reach for my singles, so this is quite good to get them kind of used. So I've got an interesting selection of shades here. They're all fairly dark, fairly bold and colourful. Not really sure how these are really going to pair together in one look, but I will give it a go. So yeah, creating an eyeshadow look with all 5 of these shades is going to be quite interesting. I think I'm going to stick to the main sort of like 4 shades that aren't the green, so maybe put the green in like the inner corner of my eye, maybe make that a little bit of like an accent, because the rest are all fairly kind of warm brownish apart from Night Divine. These don't all really go that well together, so I'm not really sure how this is going to turn out. Okay, let's get started then. Let's see how this is going to turn out using all 5 shades. I'm going to go in with a very light hand with Fuego from the Naked Heat palette, and I'm going to run that through my crease. I've already prepped my eyes with my, what's it called, NYX eyeshadow base. So let's use Fuego as a crease shade, just very, very lightly. And then I'm going to start packing some of Patina onto, I suppose, half of my lid. Patina I've worn quite a few times before, but I tend to layer it over the top of MAC Power Surge eyeliner. So it'd be good to try and find some other ways to wear Patina. I think from memory it's not hugely pigmented. Yeah, it does need building up quite a bit. So I think maybe regardless of the eyeshadow look I'm making with this shade, I think I probably would layer it over the top of Power Surge just to give it a bit more intensity. Okay, let's pack some of Mesmerized by Makeup Geek on the outer part of my eye. These all seem to have like a warmth, a purple going through them all, so they're quite nice together so far. Not sure how it's going to look when I add that bit of green. I'll run a bit more in Fuego just through the crease, just to kind of connect those lid shades a bit more. Well, so far I quite like these 3 together. I think they work pretty nicely. Just run some of those shades under my lower lash line. Okay, going to use some of Night Divine as a liner shade. This is a really good liner shade. Like I say, I've used this one quite a few times before as just a liner. Okay, and now this might ruin the entire look. I'm going to put some of Jester by Makeup Geek in the inner corner of my eye. Actually, that looks pretty cool with a bit of green. And there's a bit of mascara on the top as well. So overall, I quite like this eyeshadow look. I'm glad that it all managed to kind of come together in the end. I was a bit concerned that all of these shades wouldn't really go together, but I quite like it. And then for the blusher, I used the blusher that's in my Flirty Friday palette. That's in my Shop My Stash. And what I think I might do with my Shop My Stash, I think I might move it to after I filmed this makeup, because I think depending on the eyeshadow colours that I'm working on, that's really going to affect the other makeup that I choose to focus on. So yeah, I think I'm going to move my shot mustache to after this video has gone up. So these are the 5 eyeshadow shades that I'm going to be working on for the next month. So in the next update I will hopefully show you some pictures of the looks that I've created with these eyeshadows. I don't have to wear all of them together when I do wear them, but I just wanted to do that for today's video purpose. So yeah, I will show you some pictures and I'll also give you an update on the tally as to how many times I have worn the shades as well. So I hope you found this video interesting or useful. If you yourself are doing something similar to this, please let me know in the comments down below. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Also subscribe if you haven't as well. That would be really lovely to have you here. And I will see you again very soon for my next video. Bye guys.